Good day, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Okay, I would like to say thank you for everyone that has subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, today I'll be walking us through some simple basic data cleaning. All right. Okay, I'll be making use of one library which is Pandas for now. All right. So let me import the Pandas. Okay. Right click here to upload the data I want to clean. Yeah, it's here. You can see the data here. Okay. This is still equals to pd dot y. Okay, you copy the five parts, you type it in here. Let's see, here is what our data, the data looks like. User ID, age, this country, email. You can see what our data look like. This is user ID. This is like a primary key. This is age, 58, 30. You can't have 30 in words. You have 69 in the numeric. So there's inconsistency here. Also, your salary column, you have dollar sign. There's no dollar sign here. So you have to remove the dollar sign and remove the comma here. So you have to work on it. Also, you need to remove this not disclosed, alright? The date also, we need to check the date to make everything is consistent. You can see here you have different date formats. So you have to make all the you have to make the join date consistent. The format is not consistent. You can see this, you can see there's different. Now country, we have UK, USA. Okay, so let's see how we're going to look at the email address, the experience here too. We have to look at this. Okay, let's get the information of our data. Let's check the data type first. All right, data type is very important in data analysis. So it's part of your data cleaning. You have to ensure that each column has its right data type. User ID is fine as an object, yes, because it consists of both alphabet and number. So user ID is like a primary key, so it's fine. Alright, so you can see range index, meaning that we have 2000 rows. Alright, and we have a total of 7 columns. Age cannot be an object, it has to be an integer. 12 years old, 5 years old, 69 years and thereabouts. Salary cannot be an object, it has to be numeric, which is float. Alright, because we have decimal. Join dates can never be an object, it has to be the time. So these are the things that you need to check in your data. You must ensure that each column has its the right data type, or otherwise you have issues doing your analysis. Alright. Country is okay to an object. Email object is fine. Experience here. Let's look at the data to see what type of value to see. We have numbers there. So we have numbers. So it can be object, it has to be integer since it's number of years, alright? So it has to be integer. So these are the things that we need to work on. And you can see when looking at this, we can see that they are missing value. We also need to check for duplicates. Alright. Okay. Now what I will do is that I'll work on each column. We'll do it together, working on each columns. So towards the end, we check for duplicates and remove duplicates. We also handle missing values, okay? And I'll be able to tell you the various ways on which you can handle missing value. Because it's not always advisable to drop all missing values, okay? At times, if you drop a lot of missing value, you will not have enough value for you not have enough data set for your analysis. All right, let's check the information, the shape of our data to be sure for how many rows and columns. We can see here we have 2000 rows and we have 7 columns. Okay, now let's check for the columns. If there are any spaces, what we can do is df dot columns equals to df dot columns. You have to be very careful of your spelling. All right, when working that in dot stripe. This will clean up any white space any white spaces in the column section. All right. In fact, even here you can also change it. If you want to change it to lowercase, you want all the, what's it called, all the, in case you want all the column names to be lowercase, you can change here. You can check if you are done here, adf.info. All right. Or if you don't, just want to see the column value, you can just type columns. So if you bring out all the columns, you can see the column name. But I want to leave it, I like the way it is. Okay, is in title. I like the way it is because it's in title case, so that is okay for me. If it is uppercase that you want to use, you can depend on what you want to use anyway. Can you see it here? You can see the information here, but I prefer mine the way it is, so I just want to clean the white spaces there. You can see that it's back to normal. So that is that about column, and we are done with the column. Now let's take each columns one after the other. The user ID we can leave down because that's the primary key. All right, it can, if there's duplicate, we still move it down by the time we check for duplicate. So the user ID is the primary key. We can leave that because the user ID is unique ID. One person can share the same user ID. All right, even though we are still going to check for duplicate later. However, let's just ignore that. Okay. Now let's check the age column. Okay, the help dots. This you can always leave a comment on our YouTube on our video to in case you don't understand what we are doing or you have one question or the other. Please feel free, leave us a comment, share our videos, like and then comment. All right, thank you. So let's look at information on the, let's look at the unique value that we have on the H column. Alright, because it is always good to check for the unique value that you have on the each column. We can see here we have figures, they are all numbers. Meanwhile, we have some 60, we have 30, we have 40. Alright, you can also check, there's one thing that you can also do. Let me do it so that you can see it. So we have number of the last 56, so each is okay, that's fine. It's telling us the number of unique items that we have there. So we can see here that we need to change this 30 to figure. We need to change this 40 to figure. We need to change this 60 to figure. So this is how you would do it. First of all, we have to take it to string before we can do that. Alright. Dot. Then we have turned it here now. We have changed it to string. Then what else you can do here? Let's clean up possible spaces that we have there. Our dot stripe. Alright. So when we are done with that, we can then replace. Let's see how dot replace. We are trying to replace we are trying to replace 30. We are trying to replace 30. With figure 30. That's what this does. It always brings suggestion for you. So you must know what you are doing so that you'll be sure of. Okay, that's what suggestion again. So I'm changing 30. I'm changing the 40 years 40, and I'm changing each other one again. I think I saw 60. So this is not 50, so 60. So that's why I said even though it will bring suggestion, you have to know what you are doing. Okay. Now this we have been able to replace. Even when you are done to replacing, remember that we are dealing with H. We converted it to string so that we can do the replacement. All right. So and clean the spaces, possible places, spaces, white spaces. Since we are done, so we can now convert to numeric. dot. Let me do this. Okay, let me leave it first for you to observe something before I change it. Now you can see that 30 that we have here, it has turned to numeric. Okay, after we have replaced this here. Before I do this, let me also do this so that you check something too. The info, df.info. I hope you are following me. I You can see here that age is showing floats because of what we did here. Let me see. Age, oh no, it's objects. Okay. Now, after we are done with this, let's check what it will show. That's df.info. It changed to floats. But I don't want age to be floats. It can't be floats. You can't be having point something with point 0, 0.5. No. You want your own. I want a whole number. So I'll just come here. Type as type pd dot. Okay, it has even brought out this rejection for me. Alright, let me run this. Okay. Now run this to for you to see. Can you see the age is now back in integer, so that is fine. We are done with age. Don't worry about missing value. We work on that towards the end. The missing value, everything we work on that towards the end. All right. That's about the age column. Now let's work on the salary is the next. Let's check something on salary. Let's check the uniqueness of salary to check. You have to check, you must be able to check the information on each column. That is why in data analysis, what takes a data analyst time is actually data cleaning. Because you have to ensure that your data cleaning fits the objective of what you are trying to do. Alright, you don't just start cleaning data. What are you trying to do first? So when you understand what you're trying to do, then you can now start cleaning your data, right? However, I'm just trying to show you basic steps in cleaning a messy data. All right, we can see here that C42 comma, we need to remove this comma. We don't want comma. We need to remove this dollar sign because it is not consistent. There's dollar sign here, there's no dollar sign here, no dollar sign here. So we need to remove the dollar sign and the comma. So the first thing that we'll do is, since we have checked the uniqueness, we can now go on and say, the way we do it, convert to post rejection. Yes, clean the white space. We are replacing this dollar sign to nothing. Is it here? We are replacing the comma to nothing. No, I don't want it like this. It will give me issues. Now we have not converted to what's it called here. It has not been converted yet to numeric. It's still an object here because if you check, let me show you what I'm trying to say. Dot info. I want to do it step by step so that you can easily understand what I'm trying to say. Can you see that is in object? Salary is still in object. Alright. So what we can now do now, you have to convert it even though we have done replace. Because do you want to check if you are done replace or not? Let me check for you. Let's check together. If those things have been replaced. Can you see that there is no dollar sign, there's no comma as it was before? Okay. Now if I come here, I need to convert to what's it called numeric. This is how you would go about it. PD dots. Okay, it has even brought out information for me. Salary. No, salary cannot be. I beg your pardon. I'll leave salary like that. I'll convert it to numeric and leave it like that. It can't be integer. It has to be float. Where is it? Salary. Can you see now? It has changed to float. Can you see? It was uh, it was object here. It was wrong. Alright. So we have been able to change it to. So if you check here now, you have what's it called? Point zero. It was not there before. You can see that it's there. So fine. We are good to go on salary. So the next thing we do is join date. Join date is showing object. No, a date can never be an object. It has to be a date time. So we need to change that. Alright. Join date. Okay. No, it has given me suggestion. PD to date time. This is how to convert to dates. Let me see what the error is all about. Okay, now if you observe here there that in the date there were some inconsistency on the date. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. So that is why it's showing me that, because the format we have like different formats on the dates. All right, we have some like, okay, let me go to the beginning because of the some things I have done, it might not show. Can you see this dash 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 dash? So that is why it is showing me that information. So that means I need to do something for it to work. So I need to put the format as. So I need to put here format equals to next. Yes. Mm. And also day, let me put day first so that day will be first. That one will be true. Okay. Do I need this? I can remove this. I don't think I need it. Let's see first. I hope it works. Oh, it works. So let's check now. You can always check here. Let's check df dot info to see first if the date has changed first. Yeah, remember that here it was showing here join date was showing objects. Getting here because of what we did, it is now showing what. Let me know. At times you'll be having some issues, so you have to make sure that what you are doing is correct to avoid, because once you make mistake on now. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry for my spelling. Okay, awesome. It was the spelling I made the mistake there. Okay, you can see here that join date here we have objects. Now changing here we have date time. Okay, so we are good. Okay, the next thing for us to do is to work on the country column. Alright, let's check the uniqueness of the country to know exactly what we are doing. Alright, we have UK, we have USA, we have NAN, we have Canada, we have USA, Canada. Why are you listening to Canada? It's capital letter, small letter. Oh, so we need to choose one. USA small letter, capital letter, so we need to choose one. Alright, so let's do that here. Country step out just thing that with this str dot with this. Let's use USA. Let's use capital letter for everything. USA dot str dot s. Let's start beginning. Is it Canada? Canada to be Canada. Alright, so let's do that now. Let me cut this to bring it down. So we are fine. This one is for missing value. So it's good. The data type is fine, it's object, so it's fine. So we are done with the country information, alright? So the next one we'll do is the email. Let's work on the email. Let me just copy this. Okay, copy. Node as usual, just type string. That's the convert to string.stl. Let's clean up the white space in the email. Oh, I beg your pardon. It is email we are trying to do. I didn't change. And even before we go ahead, I want us to check the uniqueness of the email. So let me make comment of this. This is how to do. If you want to make it a comment, you don't want it to run, so you just leave it like this. Alright, you put a hash symbol before the whatever you want to write, right? Unique. Let's wait to see. Oh, what am I doing? You are doing email. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Alright, okay, it will be long, don't worry. I just want to quickly check for something, at least you can see. Alright, okay, can you see something here? This is uppercase, these are uppercase, see, uppercase, uppercase, and we have lowercase. Okay, for consistency, we have to let's make everything lowercase. Alright, so we already started here. Let me close this. Dot, we just say str dot lower. So if you want to check, let's check this again. This that we have here. And check what we saw the other time. If you're going to see, you can see that everything is now lowercase, so we are good. Can you see here? Lowercase, and every white space have been removed. Okay, already, since we make use of this str.strip, alright? So let me just do dot info here. Alright. So we have our join date done, country is okay. Email. So email is fine. Alright, we are good. That's this. So the next thing to do is experience here. Alright. The last column to work on. Yeah. Let's check the uniqueness of the experience here. Experience here is an object. And meanwhile, look at the information we have, the values we have on it, meaning showing that it must be an integer, not an object. Alright, you can see here. So what can we do? We can just change what we have here. So let's just work on this. Alright, copy. Paste here. Equals to this dot as type. Okay, let me check what this did for me. string, type to string, clearing white spaces, replace. What do I want to replace? That's it will bring suggestion for you anyway. So just know what you are doing. And some might not be suggested to you because I have been using this, so it's always been suggested to me. Okay, we have 10. Which other ones do we have values again? 10. I think it's only 10, so let me just clean this. So let me see which is correct. No, not correct. So I can now, this is on string at the moment. So what I can now do is to numeric now. See, we brought it outside projection. But I want it, if you leave it like this, let me show you something. See, if you leave it like this, come and see what it did. It changed it to what? Floats. And here we have objects. And look at the type of value that we have here. So you have to change it to integer. So we can now come here and do as type. So it has got it out for me. Now let's run it now. Can you see that it has changed to integer? Do you see? So we are good now. User ID is okay, it's fine. Objects. We have age, yeah, is good. Salary is also good. Float. Join date is now daytime, which is very good. We have country as objects. Yes, that's fine. Email too as objects. So we have experience here now is now an integer. Is now an integer, so that's fine. So the next thing to do is for us to check for duplicates. All right. The whole data. What we can just do is dot df just duplicated. Let's see. Dot so. So nothing. So that's meaning that there are no duplicates. So there's nothing here that is fine. Now let's check for missing number. We can see here that there are a lot of missing value here. We have missing value for age. Wait, let me run everything to be ascertained that my we have missing value for age, we have missing value for salary, we have missing value for experience here. Now it is not always advisable to drop missing value. Let me show you something in case you want to drop missing value. DF out of we have 2000 records and it was 2000 records that we have 2000 records and let me show you the info so that you have DF dot. Okay, let me show you the shape for you to understand what I'm trying to do. Then we have clean just for us to remove. What we have to do is removing missing value. That's what we want to do now before we end for today. All right. Looking here, we have 2000 records and 7 columns. It is not always advisable to delete a missing record. There are different ways to undo missing records. There is what we call you can drop rows, you can do filling, either filling by means or mode. You can do fill forward or backward. So it depends on what you are trying to do and the data that you are making use of. All right. So for instance, let me delete all records here for you to understand. Drop now. We are trying to drop. Let's see what we can drop here that we have that will not have lesser. The ones that we don't have experience here. Okay. Subsets. Let's see. So it has even but let me use salary. Let me use this and see what I'm trying to see. Check. So that you understand what I'm trying to say. So we have dropped then let's look at the shape now for you to see how drastically the information. So this means we now have out of 2000 we now have 772 records. Okay, if you check the info, df.info, so meaning that we have lost a lot of information. See what we have here now. See 700 and out of 200. Let's take for instance we didn't delete. Let's say for instance we decided not to delete these records. Let me delete it. I don't want to delete. what I want to do, let me fill in, let me do for salary. DF salary equals to, oh, it has even both suggestion. That's one thing about it. Let me fill salary with the main. So any empty, that's how you see fill now. It means it will fill any non-values there, any missing record, it will fill it with the salary of that column, which is this main. All right. If I come here to say, let me just copy this. Copy. What this does, it will to show. So we have. So can you see for me after we have filled up the salary for one of this. So we have for age. Once we fill up this, we have for age now because we fill up the empty value in salary. All right, for age, let's use. Let me just copy and paste. Copy. Paste. Let me just change it to age. Should I use? Let me use them now. See how it's go. Let's use them. You can use mode. Depends on what you are trying to do. Wait, what did I do here? Okay. Let me do this. Now we have experience here remaining. Can you see how we are handling? Can you see after we have done this, filling this? Yeah, we now have experience here. I don't want to delete the experience here because if I delete the experience here, I'll have a lot of records. What if I fill in the experience here too? What should I fill in with the experience here? It brought out suggestion for me, so that's why. Let me just use the suggestion. What did I want to fill with the experience here? It's an integer. Should I use mean or mode? Let me use mode and see what it will give me. So these are ways you can fill the missing value instead of you deleting it. Alright. What was it saying here? Feature one. Okay, let me just use mean. You can even use median. So it depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you are trying to do, what your analysis is all about. Alright. So this is how to fill. You can see there are no missing value because of what we are doing. Can you see that we now have 2007 records? Look at what we have here. So we have 2000. Can you see that is one of the ways of handling missing data. So it's not always advisable to delete because once you delete, you don't have enough data to work with. Let me show you how to save file when you are done. See both suggestion. Can you see here? It will now. Can you see it's now here because of what we did here. This is how to extract your data. To extract your data, your clean data once you are done. So once you click it will come up here. Then you can easily click on these dots and you can download your data. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video, comment and share. So thank you very much.